What is up, Terps fans? Welcome into another Fear the Podcast. I'm Matt Minerno. I'm pleased to be joined here by LG Gill, just recently getting off playing for Shell Shock in the TBT. Played for the Terps in 2016, 2017 on a 24-9 Maryland team. LG, thanks for coming on, man, and how are you?
No problem, man. Thanks for having me. I'm great. I'm excited to be on here.
Awesome. I figured this was great timing coming off TBT, and you guys had a pretty good run there. I know you wanted to get the whole way and win the million, but pretty good for the first time with this kind of group together here. I know you guys played 2 years before that, but this is the first like real Shell Shock team. It felt like with the whole group kind of organized and getting behind it. So maybe let's just start with that. How was the overall Shell Shock experience for you?
Yeah, like you said, like the first time we did it, we kind of didn't really know what we were doing. We were just trying
Sure.
to put something together for the Maryland alumni,
Mm-hmm.
which was a great experience. But yeah, this year was a lot better, obviously, because we were able to go a little bit further. But yeah, it's always a fun experience getting to see the old guys. I guess the guys that I played with this year, I didn't play with them
Mm-hmm.
while I was at Maryland. But we've been able to establish some good relationships, man, through the TBT and just the
That's cool.
Maryland family. But yeah, it was fun, man. Wish we were able to get the chip, but you know what I'm saying? Like maybe next year we can do something, get something going, man.
Continuity's big in any basketball endeavor. So getting the band back together for one more year, having that behind you, I think this experience will serve you well for next year if you guys decide to run it back, which sounds like people are interested in doing. You're a physical player. I was curious, like how it is playing in TBT because it seems like they really let you guys play and bang. I don't know. Do you like that, or is it weird or hard to get used to some of the non calls and stuff like that?
Yeah, they definitely not really calling no fouls for real. But then some games they do call fouls, so I
Right.
don't know. I feel like there's a little inconsistency there.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm all for letting dudes play as long as it's, you know what I'm saying, like even on both ends.
Yeah, exactly right. At least if it's consistent, you can adjust and play one way or the other.
Most
Uh,
definitely.
you guys had a good run, like we talked about. I think there was one game in particular they're kind of blurring together a little bit. It was either the second or third game, but they opted to go with you in the starting group in the second half, and I thought that really changed things for the team defensively. You guys were more switchable. You got out and ran. I don't know. It seemed like a fun group to play with. I think if you guys had the full complement on the point guard front too, it probably would have made it that much tougher. But
Yeah.
and was that really all that you guys think was missing from this? Like a healthy Eric Ayala the whole tournament and maybe one more guard have made the difference?
Yeah, it's kind of tough because even the first year we did it, we never really had like a true point guard.
Sure.
And then this year, like you said, EA was dealing with some issues. So, um, I mean, we did what we could do, but I definitely think like a true point guard, true leader of the team, definitely could have changed the whole perspective.
You're at Maryland. You got used to playing with two pretty good guards, I would say, two point guards out there together essentially. So let's talk a little college basketball here. You had a really productive junior season at Duquesne, averaged over 10 points, over 6.5 rebounds, started all 34 games.
Yeah.
Why the decision to transfer to Maryland after that?
So actually, when I was playing that year, well, let me go back to like just summer school and stuff like that.
Sure.
So, during the summer, we always had the option to take a certain amount of classes.
Hmm.
You could take some extra ones if you wanted to stay on campus. So,
Sure.
I always opted in to take as many credits as I possibly could. And then I just remember, after during my junior year, just having the conversations with like some academic advisors. They were just telling me like, hey, like you're on verge to graduate early,
Oh,
in 3 years. And so at that time, you're able to graduate early. You could transfer. You wouldn't have to sit out.
gotcha.
Um, Duquesne, my first couple years was a bit rough. The third year was a little bit better.
Mm.
But I think just trying to give myself an opportunity to just play at a higher level, experience a higher level, is something that I always wanted to do. So I made that decision, and I didn't think that I was going to get that much attention when I did it. I had like over like 45 offers from
I
some
bet.
pretty big time schools and stuff like that. So it was a pretty cool situation, man.
Mhm.
One thing I did learn during that time was like For like the high major kids that are like 17 going through that, I don't know how they deal with that because I
It's a
was like
lot.
20, I was 21, and I was like, it was getting to my head, like your
Sure.
phone constantly blowing, you're getting mentioned on ESPN, things of that nature. So kudos out to those guys that are like 16, 17 that are already experiencing that at a
Seriously.
young age.
Yeah, it's got to be overwhelming too. You probably just were happy for it to end at a certain point and just make the decision and not have your phone ringing off the hook the whole time.
No, yeah, most definitely. For me, the biggest thing in my decision though is like my father at the time, he played a huge impact. Just in my support system. And
Sure.
so, like, out of all the schools, Maryland was pretty much the closest school. It's like a 2 hour drive from Richmond,
Mhm.
a little over 2 hour drive. And my dad was coming to every game at Duquesne, driving like 6.5 hours or
Ooh,
whatever.
it's rough.
So, I wanted to make it easy on him. So that had a lot to do with it as well. My family and definitely the rest of my support system.
You mentioned not being too far away growing up in Richmond. Was Maryland a team you watched growing up? Did you have like knowledge of the program and the history and stuff like that too?
If I'm being completely honest, I really never really followed Maryland like that.
Sure.
I obviously when I was a junior, they had a great season that
Mhm.
year. I mean, that team was preseason ranked number one in the country, if I'm not mistaken.
Right up there.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So it was a lot of good buzz. Made it to the Sweet 16. So when I got the interest and the offers from the school, definitely was hard to pass on.
Makes sense. Yeah, you guys were kind of early testers of the transfer portal here with the grad student, the grad degree piece. So you learned the lesson that all these guys are benefiting from here now of what works, what doesn't, and what you look for. And it's
Yeah.
probably even crazier back then just because there weren't as many people doing it. So you're getting even more calls.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. I missed out on that NIL,
That's a
man.
good point.
Like
Yeah.
I wish I was able to get that, but yeah, definitely. It definitely was a trendsetter for sure.
You guys went 24-9, as I mentioned, had a really good regular season, finished second in the Big Ten. How was the year for you overall?
It was good. I learned a lot. Definitely. First getting to Maryland. Walking into the arena on like one of the big games was
Mhm.
it was definitely it was super excited for me coming from
Sure.
Duquesne. Our fan base wasn't the greatest at Duquesne.
Mhm.
So being able to play at Xfinity and play in front of what 17, 18,000 people, who wouldn't want to be a part of something like that. So I love that. We had a great group of guys, the whole team. We all definitely bonded well on and off the court. We had a goofy group of guys, always having fun. We're always hanging out together and stuff like that. So, I mean, I enjoyed it. Learned a lot about basketball, and then also learned about just relationships. You know what I'm saying, and just building in relationships, and relationships that I still have to this day. So I'm appreciative for it all.
That's awesome. I mean, obviously, you wanted to go to a school coming off a Sweet 16 run there that was looking good with a couple key pieces coming back. But you guys were a relatively young group overall. Had some freshmen playing key minutes on that group. I think maybe 1 year later would have been, even better, probably just to let those guys grow into it a bit here. But things didn't go your way in the tournament. You played a scrappy uh, Xavier team in the first round. Got a little unlucky. Did that sting? Like, how long did that sting? Does it still sting, or are you able to look back on the year fondly, or does that kind of ruin things a little bit? I guess how does it feel now looking back? Handful of years later.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, making the tournament was always an achievement
Sure.
for anybody. That was my first time experiencing the NCAA tournament.
Mm.
I enjoyed it. Obviously, you want to go as far as you can. You want to try to go win a championship. Ideally, everyone would like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, anytime you lose it, man, it always hurts. But it comes with the game. So you take your losses just as well as you take your W's, man.
And in a one game single elimination tournament, anything can happen, anyway. And they were probably a little better than the 11 seed that they were slated at in the first place too. So that's a tough
Yeah.
matchup. Mentioned three talented freshmen on that team. You had Kevin Herter, Justin Jackson, and Anthony Cowan. You've got Herter that's still playing in the NBA. Justin Jackson, had a cup of coffee getting drafted. Anthony Cowan is playing well overseas. Did you know day one that freshman class was going to be, as instrumental as they were and end up the level of players that they all are?
Most definitely, man. I think that summer before our season started,
Mhm.
I know I was for sure with Justin and with Ant.
Mhm.
Ant being a true point guard. I saw that from day one.
Yep.
Um, and then seeing Justin's versatility, and then he had like a crazy wingspan. His wingspan like 7'4" or something crazy, man. So definitely saw the potential there. Kevin was like, I think he was doing like USA team or something like that. He came later, but when he pulled up, he was shooting from damn near the volleyball line, like
Right.
like who was this kid shooting from the volleyball line like that? But he was hitting, you know what I mean? And so from then I was like, nah, like yeah, this different. Like he the one. Like he's really good. So that whole freshman class, man, they were great. And I'm glad they still are playing at a high level right now and doing what they love.
I'll be honest, I feel like I'm usually kind of good at this stuff. When I first saw Kevin Herter, I thought this is a really good college player. I don't know that I thought 10-year NBA veteran, but the man is still going and he's worked on his craft. So definitely cool to
For
see.
sure.
Justin Jackson, I imagine, was a guy that you had to go and have some battles with against in practice and stuff like that. So how was it matching up with him? And I don't know, were you guys mostly on the same team or how did that kind of work?
I mean, as far as practice, from what I can remember, like we probably played together a few times and we didn't play together. He ended up starting,
Mhm.
like I want to say a few, like I don't know, maybe midway to the season or something
Yeah.
like that. So, we definitely got a chance to go at each other. I ended up playing a little bit more five. I know we had some
Mhm.
injuries with our five man. I remember like Checo was dealing with some injuries and stuff like that. So, I was available to play, whatever the team needed. But yeah, just playing with and against Justin was, you know what I'm saying? It was cool.
I think people have embraced a little bit more small ball five right now. So I think you'd kill, with where college basketball is right now because of that. Guys want a five who can kind of guard all the way up and down the lineup. And I feel like that's something, you do better than most guys too. So I don't know. Another reason to have been 10 years younger, the NIL and the more modern game would have suited you pretty well, I think.
No, yeah, most definitely. I mean, just like in life in general, we always wish we could go back.
Sure.
With the knowledge that we have, with all the different things that you wish you could have done, you want to go back and change. But I feel like now with the way that I can play now and my knowledge of the game, definitely, you wish you could put yourself back in certain
Yep.
scenarios and go back. But that's life. You know what I mean? So.
Mentioned point guard play here. Also played with Melo Trimble on that team. I guess I don't know. I bet those practices overall were pretty competitive, and playing with Cowan and Mello together, I'm sure it was probably pretty fun for some, play with somebody unselfish or a nice play finisher for them to play with. I bet. So I bet you guys had a good time out there.
No, yeah, for sure. Both great point guards, like you said, playmakers. Ant is probably one of the best passers. You know what I'm saying, that I played with. That I actually got to see in person as well
Mhm.
too. And then I was still watching Maryland even when I left, so I saw how the leaps that they took. Uh, after I left, man. So always getting better every single year. But yeah, playing with those guys, man, it definitely was fun.
How was it playing for Mark Turgeon? I think different style maybe than you played at Duquesne. Did that take some getting used to? And I don't know, how was that experience for you?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely took some getting used to. When I played at Duquesne, we played like more fast paced, up
Yeah.
and down. That's the type of style that I'm used to, that I like. When we played at Maryland, we weren't that much of a transition team, so that was just a bit of an adjustment. But yeah, like
Which I think drove fans nuts, by the way. Looking at that roster, it's like, how do you guys not try to play
yeah,
fast with all the transition finishers you guys had?
yeah, like we had a lot of versatility. So anytime you have a lot of versatility, you want to use that length, like get open and
Hmm.
transition and just get easy buckets.
Exactly.
But every coach has their own game plan, and as a player, you kind of just stick and where you kind of just roll with what the coach has for you.
Any good Mark Turgeon stories you can share with us?
Probably, probably like when he was recruiting me. I just seeing his sense of humor and things like that. He actually came down to see me when I was at Duquesne. We sat
Okay.
down, we had lunch, not too far from my apartment actually. We had a great conversation. He was telling me about at the time, like they didn't know about what Robert Carter was gonna do if he was
Hmm.
in the draft and stuff like that, and just talking about the team and who he was bringing in next year. But yeah, we had a great lunch that day. I was able to build a relationship with him, leading up into me committing to Maryland.
That's cool. Favorite teammate from that group? Like, who was your guy on that team?
Favorite teammate?
Putting
Ah,
you on the spot
man.
here a little bit here. You can name a couple if you want.
Favorite teammate. Well, my roommate, so at the time my roommates was like Andrew, Jared, and Jalen, all those
Okay.
guys. So
Mhm.
like, they had just took off with the whole running man thing the
That's
year
true.
before that. So they were always fun to be around because they just was always dancing and just being goofy and stuff like that. But yeah, that was fun. I mean, me and Tay were seniors, so I think we were the only seniors on that team. So me and Tay, we used to hang out all the time and stuff like that. So yeah, Tay was my guy for sure. Um, but all of them was my guy. I mean, it's hard to just pinpoint and just choose one person, man.
No, that's a good answer. If that had been a quick answer, I would have wondered about some of the other guys on the roster here. So it's good to know that it was a close group, and it seemed like you guys had fun that year just watching as a fan. So that always kind of comes through, for us watching from home. So that was a cool group. All right, let's transition. Let's talk a little pro basketball here. So after leaving Maryland, you probably figured out what to do, did some pre-draft workouts, all that kind of stuff. Ultimately ended up playing in the G League here for a little bit to start things out. What was that experience like? You're coming from playing from a Power 5 school where, 16, 17, 18,000 people in the building on a good night, and then you're playing in front of some sparse G League crowds. Was that sort of I know you mentioned Duquesne, maybe not the most active fan base, but was that a little bit of a culture shock for you going back toward that?
Um, it wasn't necessarily like a culture shock. Like I said, I've played in front of all different types of fans and things
Sure.
like that. And then too, like being that, my senior year, like as far as like stats wise, I didn't have the stats that I had, I had aspirations for.
Mhm.
But so once I left Maryland, I kind of was like, yo, what do I want to do? I want to go overseas.
Sure.
So, when you trying to go overseas, the guys with the best stats get the best jobs and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I was like contemplating what I wanted to do. So I actually got invited to a workout,
Mm.
a G League, like private workout.
Okay.
And I actually, it was probably one of my best workouts that I ever had to this day.
Good timing.
I had nothing to lose, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I was like, this is an opportunity for me to stay home. I'm gonna go overseas. So it went really well. It was up at Queens University up in Charlotte.
Mm.
They liked me. They invited me to training camp. And then they said, we want you to be on the team. I ended up starting actually. My first game was against I had to guard Kendrick Perkins. It was my
Oh,
first my
jeez.
first pro my first pro matchup was guarding Kendrick Perkins, man. That was crazy. But
You're a big
yeah,
dude, LG, but you're giving up a little size to Kendrick Perkins, especially at that point in
yeah,
his career too. I'm sure that was a little
yeah.
bit of a rude awakening of like that's a big grown man there too.
Yeah, for my first matchup for sure. I held my own though, you know what I'm saying? It was good, man. But yeah, I was just to go back to your question though, like as far as the coaches, so I was just actually just grateful to be there. Like I didn't even have an agent at the time, so I was doing everything, on my own, to be
Mhm.
honest. So to just see my work, just pay off and to be in the NBA G League and be associated with NBA teams. So I was just honored to be there, to be honest with you.
Did that G League, listing on your resume help you get more, interest overseas? And is that why you made the decision ultimately to pursue some overseas jobs too?
Yeah, it definitely helps. I stayed 3 years because you kind of just get used to it.
Sure.
It's, especially if you have a good situation. When I got to Iowa, surprisingly, Iowa was a really good situation.
Okay.
In my last year when I was with the Wolves, I was with like Nas Reed,
Nice.
Jared Vanderbilt,
It's a good group.
Tyus Battle, Barry Brown, Lindell Wigginton, Jalen Johnson's. Like we had a crazy team.
That's stacked. Yeah.
Yeah, we were stacked. Trayvon Duval from Dudes.
Mhm.
Like we had a team, and we all got along and things like that. But as far as going overseas, it definitely helps to have that stamped onto your resume for sure. I think anything affiliated with the NBA, people have to take notice of that.
So I know you've played in Hungary, Cyprus, Kosovo, Japan. Anywhere else I'm missing?
Uh, trying to think, where have I played, man?
Got to check the passport here.
I actually went to China after I left Maryland. Actually, before the G League, I was out there for a little small stint. I was
Mhm.
out there for like a tour. I was actually out there with Rashad Pack.
Oh,
we're
cool.
on, we're on the same team.
Nice.
I'm trying to think though. Yeah, I played in Hungary as well. Um, But yeah, I've been all over the place, man. Just love playing basketball. Love
That's awesome.
experiencing new countries, man.
Yeah, I think you gotta like to travel and want to try new stuff to do that. The guys that aren't big travelers or don't like trying new foods, I definitely think that makes that a tougher, shorter experience for them overall. Where was the best place to play? Did you have a favorite of those countries?
Best place to play. Um, The Hungarian league was really good. I really
Okay.
like the Hungarian league. Japan was probably like my favorite place to play, like overall, like
Hmm.
just off the court, on the court. Like Japan is literally like my favorite country. Like
Okay.
I love everything about Japan. And I was like literally in the heart of Tokyo.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I'm like a hop, skip, and a jump from like everything that would
Mhm.
what I'm saying that we see on TV, like the it's basically like going to New York for real, like a cleaner version of New York City. You know what I mean? So if you have a chance to get out there, I would definitely say visit Tokyo, Japan for sure.
It's like a popular vacation spot right now. I feel like I know a bunch of people that have been to Japan in the last year, so I got to add it to my list here with that endorsement.
For sure, man. It's amazing. The best food I ever had in my life.
That's really cool.
And
I know Demonte Dodd has played over there a little bit, your former teammate. Did you run into Demonte at all over there or cross paths?
man, I dunked on Tay this year, man. Right now. No, that's my guy though. He
Cool.
know I'm just fooling, man. That's my guy. But we definitely played each other. I want to say we played each other like 4 or 5 times this season. So,
Nice.
but yeah, he's loving it out there. They love him out there. He's actually going back out there. Yeah, I don't think Tay's going anywhere but Japan because the way they treat you out there, it's
Yeah.
all love. It's a great situation. You have a little bit more freedom out there to do what you want to. So. But yeah, that's my guy. He pulled up on me in my city, man, and we went out to eat and stuff like that. So yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
that's that's my brother, man, for
Nice
sure.
to get a little taste of home and see a familiar face. And I don't know what the split is like in the Japanese league, but I'm imagining you probably only have one or two other Americans at most on the roster there.
Yeah, we have two other. I want to say two other Americans.
Okay.
Sometimes it's like a Spanish person.
Mm,
Well, actually, no, I said a Spanish person. We had a Spaniard on our team.
gotcha.
But normally it's three imports.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And play with any other guys you knew from before or guys that you'd seen playing in college basketball or anything like that?
I actually I didn't know any of the guys. Like when I
Mm,
first got there, I literally just we bonded. We established a relationship, but I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anything about Japan. I was going in there not knowing anything.
it's kind of fun that way, you just experiencing it cold like that. Did the Japanese teammates, do they speak enough English or do the coaches speak it or how do you kind of work through the language barrier?
Man, our coaches don't speak no English. Teammates don't speak any English.
That's
Obviously,
rough.
the other imports they were able to speak English.
Hmm.
I had maybe one other teammate that could probably speak English. So,
Okay.
it's definitely a language barrier for sure. But someone like myself, I saw opportunity to just kind of indulge myself in their culture. So I
Mhm.
actually hired a tutor
Oh, cool.
so that I could start, conversating more. Because like
Mhm.
when you go to the grocery store, when you go out to
Yep.
eat, they're not speaking any English. So I actually took it upon myself to study for like 4 or 5 months, and I actually
Smart.
started. Like I was able to actually have conversations in Japanese. So like I learned how to speak to people and
Mhm.
how to order my food and ask for recommendations and yeah,
That'd
it was
make
pretty
life a lot
fun.
easier to not just have to learn the basketball, but at least you can get around and keep yourself fed too.
No, yeah, most definitely. And then out there, like when they see effort to try to like speak their language,
Mhm.
they're just so appreciative. They're the most like respectful people you ever meet. So they always just smile and you know what I mean? Like they're just always showing their appreciation for you just even trying to learn their language.
Yeah, that's a great call. I mean, putting in the effort goes a long way, and at least people can see you're trying and want to help you out a little bit more there. All right, so Japan was the best place. Was there a least favorite of these countries, or just a situation that you didn't enjoy that much?
So the least favorite,
Mhm.
my least favorite. Trying to think, man. It's actually like a tough question because the places where like you're there, you're like, man, I can't wait to leave this place. It's always something that you end up missing from that
Mhm.
place. Like maybe like a small restaurant or like I don't know. Like it's tough. It's hard to
That's cool.
say. When I was in Cyprus, it was probably one of the most beautiful places that I was.
Mm,
I actually had to take a job out there because, I was coming off an injury and stuff like that.
okay.
So it's definitely a league for like when you're trying to get back on track or like a rookie league or
I
something
got you.
like that. So I was only out there for like 3 months,
Mm.
3 or 4 months. So the league is not the best out there. So um, I would probably say if I had to choose, I'd probably say out there, to be honest.
And when you're trying to get up to the next level and get out of there quickly, you're probably not, enjoying or experiencing the country that much. So it may be beautiful, but it's a real business trip for you, and you're trying to get out of there pretty quick, right?
Oh yeah, you in grind mode. I remember getting up and I was, what I'm saying, like before the season, I was running the beach, just getting my mind right, and prepared for this season. But yeah, you're right. It's definitely a grind mode, but it paid off. So I was only out there for like 3.5, 4 months. I ended up getting a buyout from the Hungarian team.
Mhm.
And that was just like a significant difference, a higher level of basketball. So
Yeah, for sure.
it all pays off for sure.
All right, everybody that's played internationally, they've always got at least one go-to story about what it's like. Like James Gist talked about somebody shooting flares into their huddle one time when he was playing in Greece. Like anything crazy like that, a fan, a player, a
Oh
coach,
yeah,
say anything to
man.
you?
Oh, for sure. So like even when I was in Kosovo, man, it was the fans just throwing rocks and stuff at you, like hitting the butts and stuff. Like especially during the playoffs,
Hmm.
it gets kind of crazy. When I was out in Cyprus for a little bit, they were actually spitting on us, man,
Oh
like
my god.
like coughing loogies, like we warming up, throwing middle fingers up, calling us all our name, all different types of stuff. So it's definitely a hostile environment in some places that you go. You gotta have tough skin for sure.
Yeah, it's a change of pace from playing on a Wednesday night in December against Rutgers in Jersey, right? Like it's people think rivalries here are intense, but those ones
Yeah.
they're taking it a different level of serious over there.
It don't even care. It doesn't even like compare. Like out there, it's like they live and die behind their teams. Like that's what it seems
Yeah.
like to me.
Any hobbies you picked up overseas? I think another common theme is there's a lot of downtime for guys, especially when they're in the place where they don't speak the language super well. So I don't know. Any were you binge watching a lot of shows, or what were you doing to get through the time there?
Nah, I really don't like binge watching shows like that. I try to be as productive as possible.
Smart.
When I was out there, like I said, like I was trying to like whatever country I'm in, I'm trying to learn the language.
That's great.
I read a lot. I read a lot of books.
Serves you
But
well
yeah,
doing something like that. A lot of downtime to get some books in.
yeah, and then like just journaling a lot, writing
Okay.
ideas. A lot of the stuff that I'm doing now
Mm,
was in my journal when I was back in Tokyo, like
that's
just
cool.
doing my event right now and starting my nonprofit. And so just a lot of brainstorming, just trying to use my time wisely. I mean, I do like watching movies, but
Sure.
um, yeah, that's probably about it. Going out, trying new restaurants. I'm a foodie. I mean, all
Nice.
my teammates, all my teammates from Shell Shot was kind of they was clowning me because they was like, "Man, you always eating something, man." Like I just like every time I'm in the kitchen or something like that, they always cracking jokes and stuff like that. But
Yeah, they're just jealous, man.
I definitely love trying new restaurants, man. That's like probably one of my favorite hobbies for sure.
That's again great for a guy playing overseas because if you don't like the food, a friend of mine spent some time in China and he was eating McDonald's every day, in between games and stuff like that. Like that can't be good for you long term as you're trying to play pro basketball.
Yeah, it's bad. I will say though, like in some of the countries, like the fast food does tend to be a little bit better
Sure,
quality.
makes sense.
But still, you don't want to just be eating fast food every day. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think all those things are probably good for your mental health there too. I know you're far away from family and the time zones are different and stuff too. So even just journaling and try to be productive, like I think that was probably a smart life choice to get through the time over there.
yeah, I mean, it definitely keeps you level headed. I mean, you like one thing that I found out really quick with playing overseas is you just have to have a routine, man.
Mm,
Like once you settle in and you establish a routine and you stick by it, um, like it makes everything so much easier.
yeah, for sure. All right, let's transition into what you're up to right now. You got the nonprofit going here that you mentioned. I know you've got a big event this weekend, a one-on-one tournament. So fill fans in on this a little bit, and can you talk about the Richmond Rhythm overall and why that's so special to you?
Yeah, so the Richmond Rhythm originally was a professional basketball team in what used to be called the International Basketball League, the
Mm,
IBL. So my father, Charles Gill, Sr., he actually owned the Richmond Rhythm,
that's cool.
brought the team to Richmond. They were actually coached by NBA Hall of Famer Ralph Sampson.
Wow.
Um, we had guys like Kareem Reed that played at Arkansas. We had Kendrick Warren. I mean, other notable guys that played on the team. It was a pretty big thing. He brought it to the city to get something for the community to do,
Mhm.
help with the violence in the community, and just like I said, just bringing people together, and just he
That's
just
awesome.
wanted to put together an idea. Unfortunately, it only lasted for about 2 years. So he actually, my dad just recently, like, he passed away. In 3 weeks, it'll be 4 years since he passed.
Sorry to hear that.
So I actually in 2023, I started the Richmond Rhythm AAU program. So I brought the team back in remembrance of my father.
That's cool.
And so then just recently, me and my sister, we were like, how can we just, continue on his legacy with this? So I was like, let's make it a nonprofit,
Mhm.
and just
Right.
fulfill his dream that he had for the city of Richmond. So his main things were like doing mental health for the kids, gun violence issues, feeding the homeless, what else are we doing? Just like I said, mentorship as well.
Oh, cool. That's great.
I will still have the AAU basketball program too. So we're looking to tie in all these and partner with schools and get more involved in the community. And so yeah, man, we jump started that.
Awesome.
I came up with the idea to just I've been seeing how 1v1 is taking off right now.
Mhm.
So what better way to, jumpstart my nonprofit than doing a 1v1 event. Luckily I was able to make some really cool connections with like Randy Gill,
Mhm.
aka White Chocolate,
Yep.
that played and one. Akil Carr, who's the Crime Stopper, who everyone knows
Everybody
who
knows
he
the Crime
is.
Stopper, man. Yep.
Everybody know Crime Stopper, and myself, Marvin Smith, and just other notable guys that are able to come down and play and help my nonprofit. We got this event this weekend. It's going to be a really big thing, man. And so everything's coming together. I'm super appreciative for people to actually just believe in it, support it. We've been posting it on Instagram. We're getting a lot of traction right now, and yeah, like I said, like my main goal is just to fulfill my father's legacy, continue to make him proud, um, and yeah, I feel like that's what we're doing.
That's great, man. I can't imagine he wouldn't be proud of you continuing in the footsteps there and doing it through basketball. Something you guys both had in common is really awesome too. So, when and where is the event? How can people get tickets? Is it available to
Yeah.
be streamed online? Give us the deets here.
Yeah, so it's going to be this Saturday. Doors open at 12:30. It's going to be at the Henrico Sports and Event Center in Glen Allen, Virginia.
Yeah.
So it's a brand new venue, great venue. So I'm trying to think the best way. So the best way of getting tickets right now would probably just to go on my Instagram right now.
Okay.
The Richmond Rhythm. That's my foundation's name, Richmond Rhythm Foundation. Our Instagram is Richmond Rhythm, and then my Instagram is LG10. All the information is on there. A Ticketmaster link, and I actually can share that with you when we're done on this too as well.
Okay. I'll put it
But
in
yeah,
the link to the episode here for people to click and get to easily.
okay, cool. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. And so you could either get the tickets via the Ticketmaster link, or you guys can get them at the box office the day of the event.
That's awesome. Who's your matchup? Who are you playing 1-on-1 against?
It's actually crazy because I've been trying to find a matchup
Mhm.
for months, and I had no one really stepped up. One of my close friends and buddies, Marvin Smith,
Mhm.
who played at UNC Greensboro. He also plays overseas now. He actually won the NBA G League championship as well.
Oh, cool.
I'm playing against him.
Okay.
I feel like we've never played each other before. It'll be a great game. He's a 6'7", like shooting guard, small forward.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, it'll be a fun game. We got some really good matchups. I got a kill card playing DJ Thomas. I had some local talent in Richmond. Got some guys from Baltimore coming down to play as well. So it's gonna be a fun event. And like I said,
Awesome.
it's all for a good cause too. It's all going towards our foundation. And we're looking to do more in the future, man. So this is just a step in the right direction.
All right. Well, I will be locked in on the Instagram following along here. And when we have future ones, we'll have you come back on and promote those, and we'll give people a little more heads up. But this sounds like an awesome, way to do good for the community here and give back. So from one Terp to another, man, I'm proud of you. So great work there.
Man, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate all the support that I can get. So I'm definitely grateful.
Any more pro basketball here in your future? Are you looking at going back overseas next year, or is this Richmond Rhythm Foundation a full-time gig? Like what's the plan for LG Gill moving forward here?
It's funny you said it. I just had a whole sit down. I was talking to some family just now.
Mhm.
I love basketball. I truly want to continue to play. And everyone knows me that I stay in tip top shape.
Yep.
All the time. That's one thing I try to pride myself on,
Mhm.
that you never have to question about me. I'm 30 years old right now. I still can play. I do want to continue doing my nonprofit and
Mhm.
doing my community work, but I also don't want to have that regret of like, man, I wish I would have played at least 2 or 3 more
Sure.
years. So, me, I'm a man of faith. So when I don't know things, man, I just pray about it. So hopefully, God lets me know what
There
I
you
need
go.
to do next, and we'll just go from there, man.
No need to rush it. You got plenty of time left to figure out what you're doing, and always can pick up a job later in the season if you wanted to go back overseas too. But it's cool that you got the foundation going here too, and nice to be able to give a little time to that, I'm sure. So, LG, thank you for doing this, man. Good luck this weekend. Give Marvin the business out there, and we're looking forward to seeing more of these from you in the future.
Man, I appreciate you for having me. I thank you for all your support, and yeah, I'll be tuning in to your podcast.
Thank you.
And yeah, man, I'm grateful for what you're doing. Like you said,
Awesome.
one terp to another, man. Appreciate it.
Love that. All right, everybody, you heard it here first. LG Gill going to be playing some one-on-one this weekend. If you're down in the Virginia area, go make it out. By the time you're watching this, it will be in the episode description here. So go get tickets and support our guy. As always, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button for us, rate, review, subscribe, all that good stuff. Remember to share the podcast, and we will catch y'all next time.